What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Strength Classroom. Today, I'm going to talk about warming up, just a general warm-up and a more specific warm-up. So first things first, what I mean by a general warm-up, and if you don't know this, I'll explain, is that you're going to do some stuff that potentiate and warm up the muscles that are involved in the exercise you're trying to accomplish that day. So for example, if it is a deadlift workout, sometimes I like to do some kettlebell swings. I like to do some broad jumps. I like to do some vertical jumps, just things that somewhat emulate deadlifts. So stuff that gets the hips involved, the hamstrings, the glutes, what have you. If it's a squat workout, I'll do some light goblet squats. I'll do some vertical jumps. For an upper body workout, I'll do maybe some push-ups or light dumbbell pressing. I'll do some medicine ball chest throws. If it's maybe a shoulder or an incline day, I'll do some dumbbell pressing in those angles, or once again, I'll do some throws from those angles, just stuff like that, stuff to get your nervous system warmed up and activate those muscles that are going to be used shortly in the workout. So then when it gets to the more specific warm-up sets, now I'm talking about actually working up to your weight, which would be your work sets. So for example, if you're bench pressing, you would just grab the empty barbell, get your form set up, and do reps like that. Now, many people take advantage and don't take these types of sets serious. Now, just because it is a 45-pound bar and really light and does not elicit any sort of strength or hypertrophy response, does not mean it is a waste of time. If it is a waste of time, you could just skip it, which if you start off with the bar, obviously it means something. Now, if you're starting off with the bar, this is an opportunity to practice your setup and practice your form. Any type of practice is good because it strengthens the motor pattern and your mind-muscle connection. So when I warm up for bench, I like to do maybe 2 sets of 10 with just the bar. This should honestly take 30 seconds because just because it's 2 sets doesn't mean I'm resting a long time between sets. I'll literally sit up for 10 seconds, then sit back down and then do the set. I only start resting as I start getting closer to my weight. Now, what I like to do is do low reps, but a lot of warm-up sets because like I say, I don't really rest a lot. So as I get up, I don't really like to do more than 5 reps. As I get closer to my weight, my last 2 warm-up sets are normally only 1 rep. So like I just said, warm-up sets are practicing your form. If you cannot have good form on your warm-up sets, what chance do you have on your main work? It's just not going to carry over. So don't sloppily go through your warm-up sets because that's going to carry over to your main sets. Your warm-up should not fatigue you. And if your warm-up is fatiguing you, you are either doing too much or your work capacity is very low and you are horribly out of shape, and you should fix that ASAP. Like I said earlier in the video, you do not need to do a ton of reps. Just because the weight is light doesn't mean you have to do 15 reps. When I bench, let's say my work set is anywhere from 2 plates to 2.5 plates. When I get to 135, I'm probably only doing 5 reps, but I'll do 2 or 3 sets. And if I don't feel that great and something is feeling off, I'll do more sets until I feel right. Because your warm-up sets are also indicators of how your body is functioning that day. If something is off, don't just go to the next weight because that's the next weight. Address it, warm yourself up, and then move on to the next weight. So the reason you don't want to rush your warm-up sets in any way, shape, or form is because everything previous, both your general and specific warm-up, are to make sure that your main work of the workout goes as good as possible or as well as possible. So let's say your main work is to do 5 sets of 3 on deadlifts. Everything before that is to set you up so those 5 sets of 3 go as well as possible. So in conclusion, warm-ups are very important. You should start off with a general warm-up, which is going to potentiate, warm up, and activate the muscles that are involved in your main work that day. You can see the examples earlier in the video. Then there's the specific warm-up, where you are actually using lighter weight and building up to your main weight in the lift you're going to do. Now, Like I said, just because the weight is super light, don't just go through the motions. Be very deliberate. Treat 135 pounds like it's 500 pounds. Do all your cues exactly the same so that it carries over to your main work. And lastly, if your warm-ups are fatiguing you, you are either doing too many reps per set, too many sets, maybe too much general warm-ups, or this is very uncommon, but a third option would be that you just have terrible work capacity and you are horribly out of shape, which you have to fix as soon as possible, or you have no chance of completing your main work. So, if you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, share the videos with your friends if you think they'll like them as well, and as always, class is dismissed.